Greetings, greetings, greetings. Happy Monday. I am Nicole Everett, the host of Conversations with Nicole, and it's what I call Man Up Monday. It is June 29th, 2020, and boy, do I have a surprise for y'all. I got two comedians in the house. Yes, funny men. So we're going to have a serious conversation, but we also going to have a good time. So let's start out with you all telling us where you are tuning in from. Put in your city and your state. I can see that there are a number of you out there, but I can't see who you are. So I see you, Nick Rains. Nick, the city single in the city with me, with Jokeetra Horn weekly, although we taking this week off because we had a real lively discussion last week and we need to regroup. But greetings, Nick. Thanks for tuning in. So we got Janice Jordan here from Tallahassee. Hey, hey, hey. Appreciate you tuning in. We got Beth, my LT classmate. Thank you. Oh, Jokeetra's here. All right. Janice she said Iowa. All right. Love it. And Mike Goldstein, Mr. Capital City Pedicabs, is in the house. Thank you for tuning in. So we're going to have a good time here tonight. Donna Collier, my good friend, she said, hey, it's Donna from Tally, and Anna. So a number of Tally folks here in the house. Oh, my goodness. And Michael Cork. All right. Tiffany Packer, she was on last Wednesday. Thank you, Tiffany. And Maria, my other LT 37 classmate, I appreciate you. So it's Man Up Monday. This is an interactive live, so we want to engage with you. But I have two funny men in the house with me tonight, so we're going to have us a good time. So first up is comedian Lil Man.
What's up, Nicole?
What's up? And last but not least, Mr. Tight Mike.
Hey, Nicole, how are you? Cedric, how are you?
I'm doing
What's
good.
going on? Okay.
I'm sorry, little man. How are you?
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's all right, brother.
we use the
It's
stage
not my
name.
real name.
We use the stage name tonight. Stage names tonight. So
A stage name.
we're gonna start with you, little man. Tell folks where you are, where you from, rather, and how long you been doing comedy.
I'm from a little town called Bristol, Florida. We got a Piggly Wiggly, Subway, and a dollar store and a red light. That's where I'm from.
Okay.
Tallahassee.
All right.
Been doing comedy about 20 years, really. Only my whole life, but I just started getting paid a little bit.
Your whole life. So that means
My whole life, yeah. Real comedians are born funny.
oh, I see. So comedians are born, not made, huh?
Right, they're born funny. It's
Okay.
in you.
Got you. All right. And tight Mike.
Hey, I am Tight Mike. I'm from Tallahassee, Florida. I now reside in Orlando, Florida for the last about 17, 18 years. And I've been doing stand-up less than Little Man, maybe 17, 18 years. I've been in stand-up coming up on my 19th year.
Okay. And do you also believe that comedians are born, not made?
Yes, in a way. Yes and no.
Yes.
You can always be funny like your uncle in the backyard, but there's definitely some polishing that goes along the way.
Okay.
That's true, yeah.
Cool. All right. So we're in the midst of a pandemic and social injustice in America, across the globe, actually.
Mhm.
So how y'all been doing? I mean, first we had COVID that hit us mid-March, and then a series of deaths of Black folks here in America, but George Floyd, the end of May, that just kind of set the world on fire. So
Yeah.
how y'all holding up with all this? Let's talk COVID first.
Good.
Oh, I'm trying to get rid of some of all that tissue paper I got. I got to do something with all this tissue paper. Y'all know what I'm saying? I got tissue paper. I got about 100 cans of Vienna, 200 cans of sardine. I mean, see me out there bad. I mean, my cabinets is full. The freezer full. So,
Gosh.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. With me, Nicole, I was on a cruise ship.
Oh,
So
you was one that Trump didn't want to let come back.
no, not that one. I worked for Bahama Paradise, and so we was back and forth West Palm Beach to the Bahamas, and
Okay.
so I was scheduled to go on a cruise, another one, and then the COVID hit because that's mostly where it started was on the ships. Of course, the New York stuff with the people coming in New York, but definitely coming into the States in South Florida, Bahamas, Palm Beach, Lauderdale, Miami. So
Gotcha.
they stopped our cruise line, and so I had been out of work since February, and
Mm.
I just been trying to make it happen. And I became more of an internet guy the last 4 or 5 months. I don't know,
Okay.
little man, are you doing more stuff on the internet now? Do you see that with the COVID?
No, I'm just telling jokes around town, and right now ain't free. So after the COVID hit, I'm gonna go back and see if I can get everybody to pay me the money that I told before. So kind of like get paid like retro back. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
that's how I'm gonna do it like that.
For them
I
couple
got you, bro.
jokes.
So I'm writing them all down right now. All the names of the people that were laughing at the stuff I said. I'm gonna go back and holler at me like, can I get a
I,
little something? No
yeah,
cash.
I ain't like you.
Yeah, you
I
got
wasn't like you, brother.
yeah. The hustle is real, man.
Yeah,
Your
I wasn't like
family,
you.
huh?
I said I wasn't like you, man. I had to go ahead and get mine right then. I put the Cash App up there on my Facebook, and I told jokes just like that. And whatever they blessed me with, Nicole, they blessed me with. And I've been doing that for 3 months.
Really?
Uh,
Is it working?
really,
Are the kids have it working? Is it working?
yeah. Instagram, and Facebook. I've been doing live shows. I bring in a couple of comedians in maybe every three,
You
four
ain't had
weeks.
me on the show.
It's your time now, brother. It's your time now.
Yeah, I'm getting
You,
signed.
you,
I'm getting
you,
signed tonight.
you
Hey,
been,
listen,
you been
I'm
giving
getting
it up for free
signed with
around town. You got
Tight Mike Productions, but it all started right here. Conversation with Nicole. Hey, before I go any further, let me give a shout out to the Junction at Monroe.
Uh-huh.
Russ, I'm at the
Got the
spot.
man of money in the background. Love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Love it. Yes.
I
All
got
right.
I'm just glad that my family is okay. This thing is really. I used to laugh on TV when I seen the people from Japan and China with the mask on. I'm like, that's crazy. So
Hmm.
now, everywhere you go, people got masks on. Like it's real. People
yeah.
Yeah.
go somewhere. My mama didn't even want to go to. I was inviting her to a 50th anniversary party of people she'd known for years, but they live in Alabama. First, she said, "Yeah, I want to go." Then she called back. Uh, I don't know, son. I ain't seen them people in a while, and I ain't been around family, so I ain't gonna go. I'm just gonna send them a car. I said, "Well, that's fine, mom. I,
Okay.
I don't want you to go either."
That's smart. That's wisdom. Look, she don't know where them people been.
She said, "I
Right.
made you some." She said, "I made you some greens." Say, "Mom, ain't no sense of me going to Alabama. I just come on
Yeah.
down to the house and get the uncovered greens Mama cook."
Uh-huh.
I
So
like
Mhm.
that.
I want to pause right here and have the viewers, if you have any questions or comments for my guests, please put them in the comments and we'll get to them. So I see one here from Jokeetra. She said,
Mhm.
yes, Mike Randolph, Tight Mike comedy has become more of an internet guy, especially TikTok.
Absolutely. I just caught
Mhm.
her on TikTok earlier today, and she was doing some challenges, and I caught her and did what we call a duet. So I commented on her video, and her daughter was just calling her old throughout the whole video. She
I
was
saw
dancing,
it.
and
I
she
saw
just
it.
kept calling her old, and it was hilarious. But it's I love what you guys do with the single stuff too, and being single. And speaking of COVID, that changed the whole dating scene for me, and for a lot of
Mhm.
people that's together, you can't really go out and be out and about. Now you got to kind of put the kids to bed and go to the garage with that thing and get in the car and watch a movie on your phone and sip you
Mm.
some wine. Your dating scene has changed. And it created what I call now the quarantine bae or the quarantine boo. Somebody that you might not have normally dated, but now you're talking on the phone all the time. And I've done, Nicole, something I had never done in my life. I've been on 2 virtual dates.
Really?
And a virtual date, yeah, a virtual date, little man and Nicole, is when you meet a young lady, y'all met over the internet or whatever, y'all talk on the phone, and y'all video conference y'all date. So she's in one place and you're in another. She cook a meal, you cook a meal, y'all eat it, y'all talk about it, y'all watch a movie together, and y'all have a nightcap. And if y'all like it, y'all do it again in a week. That's called in the internet dating. It's called a quarantine date.
Yeah, but you know they got that catfish out there now. You sure that's who the person
That's
was?
why you videotape it.
Yeah, but you can't never tell, dog. They got these wigs now. They got these lace and back fronts. Bro, I can't. I can't. I'm like my old grandpa. I can't trust it. I can't. I got to. You can do all that in the house. She could be in the bedroom. You could be in the living room, and y'all have walkie talkies.
Yeah, you need video. You need to make sure you don't get catfished or mullet or brimmed. You don't want to get brimmed or
Boy,
mullet,
listen. Boy, listen.
tilapia.
Don't nothing beat a piece of hot fresh mud. Boy, now you
There you go. We
talking
call it the fry
conversation
hard.
with the cold. Woo, the hot piece of mud and two pieces of light bread.
Bring it
There
back,
you go.
little man. Bring it back.
Bring it back. Come on back, little man. Come
Bring it
on.
back, little man. Come on.
Boy,
Bring
you
it
talking
back.
about language.
First, Mama had the COVID greens. Now he talking about some hot mullet.
Don't talk about my mom. I said it was un-COVID.
Oh,
Un-COVID. Right
Yeah.
now.
She made some 19 greens. The 19 greens.
Let me tell you something. My mom made some green, boy, make you run away from the house, cause
Oh, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. But
full
yeah,
of meat.
definitely COVID has changed all of us, though, Nicole, in different ways. We'll never be the same. People don't realize that. And to the little man's point, people are wearing masks, but some of y'all not really wearing the mask that they're supposed to be wearing. I done seen socks, I've seen scarves, I've seen shirts. I got a dude with the underwear on and both sides of the underwear on. They put anything over their face, but as long as you covering up,
See, one today he was holding his piece of go around his ear had broke. It wasn't even, he was just holding, and then the other one was on one ear, so he was just holding. But hey, he was at the Mexican grocery store, so they let him. He spent it.
hey,
It was all right, as long as his mouth was covered. But
yeah, we got to do better.
here's what I don't understand is that they're requiring everybody to wear a mask. So here's my thing. If you have it and you're wearing a mask, it's not going to stop you from giving it to everybody else because you don't. Because some places you got to have it just to walk in. Once you get in, you can take the mask off. So if you got it, you're gonna give it to the person inside the store or the restaurant. If you only
Right.
require just inside, I don't understand. I know you can't eat with it or drink with it, but I don't understand that.
What I really feel like they should because they don't have a vaccine yet. They should shut us down anyway. We're going back to the shutdown. I don't know if y'all realize that or not. We're definitely headed back towards another shutdown. So hopefully, little man, you put your Vienna sausage to the side and you saving up. But we definitely going back to the shutdown, and then they'll come back out with something. And my personal thought process is they're trying to get everybody on the vaccine, so you have to pay for it because the country runs on medications and pills and things of that nature with the older people. In my personal opinion. That's where the money comes from the government. And as long as they can regulate the medicine and regulate your insurance and things of that nature, they keep the money going, which is what the ultimate goal is to keep the economy moving.
So you think it's gonna be on the green dot card or that Russell Simmons card?
I think we're gonna you talking about the new stimulus?
Yeah.
I think we're gonna go back to that old school packet of food stamps when they came with like a checkbook.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna hold you down this time.
Yeah, the brown. Yeah, you had the brown. I think the $10 bill was green, and the 20 I think was blue.
I can't tell.
And you know, some places you couldn't walk in if you didn't have it in the book. You couldn't have no single, so you had to keep the old book on you at all times. That's what I heard. And you put them in your old book and just fold it like you had it.
Right.
I heard that from somewhere. I don't.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, let me check out these comments. Glorious Bradley Brown said 2 of my favorite comedians.
What's up, Gloria?
Janice said it's real hard to get the mask that our CDC approved down here. We have turned the cloth. So do you all have cloth masks? Got the surgical.
No. I don't have the N. They call that the N95. The doctors and the nurses wear. No, I got a mask from a previous job that looks more like a motorcycle mask to cover your whole face and your ears. So technically,
I got one from my homeboy body shop.
Yeah. Technically, with my mask, I could rob a bank, but I'm not that kind of guy. Yeah. And then I have shouts out to my aunt. Change required changes. I got a Tight Mike mask that says Tight Mike Comedy on it. Okay. That's what I think should be the fashion. You can get your own mask. I think that's a fashion statement.
It is.
My mask smell like paint though. I got it from my homeboy body shop. So
yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. Breathing them in fumes like that, that's not good.
Right.
My breathing is a little off.
Yeah.
But I can tell you one thing though. This wearing these masks is gonna become personal with a lot of people. You will know if you got halitosis.
Right. Yeah.
When that
Yeah.
when that man breathing back into your face, you gonna understand what the
Okay.
in front of you has
Yeah.
been dealing with.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, that's a
I
good
think
point, Cole.
I would tell you
That's a
this.
good point.
I would tell
Bring
you
the
this, my man. Be sure, like the young lady said, the cloth mask. Get your cloth mask and put it in with your fabric softener. I was just having a conversation about this earlier. Wash your mask by themselves, maybe with a shirt and a lot of fabric softener, and you can scratch your mask during the day, and you get that new fresh smell all day long.
There you go. But
Yeah, that's how. But it has to be cloth.
if you have sensitive skin, don't use regular fabric softener because then not only do you trying to prevent the COVID, your whole mouth done broke out. So now, so
Well, you
nobody
should
wants to talk.
you should have sensitive skin because it's the same stuff you put on your clothes. But if you wash them in fabric softener, you should be okay. You should be, you're crazy, man.
No, I'm so glad that I have you all here to give me these very valuable mask maintenance tips
Right.
because
Oh yeah,
I didn't know.
pantyhose
You
work,
didn't?
What?
pantyhose, they work.
Yeah,
Oh
okay.
wow.
No. All right. So Donna said, I want to know what happens after the virtual date goes well. Is there virtual you up?
She might be looking for somebody. She's single. She's looking for
No, I
somebody.
think Donna.
I can look.
Because Lil Man ain't virtual dated yet. He will now after this. He might have the virtual date now. What you do, Donna? What I have learned, I've been on, like I said, with two different people. Now that the COVID, we kind of was able to go back outside and meet people. Now I went on actual dates, and it's working out fine. So that I won't get catfish like Lil Man saying right there.
The question was, what happened to the two virtual dates that you had? What happened?
We still dating. We still cool. I'm single. So we
But
all
James
still
Brown
friends.
single and the regular.
Yeah, I'm out here, man. I'm taking it slow. You know what I'm saying?
All
I'm,
right.
I'm
Yeah,
watching
I'm the
my
R&B comedian of the year.
sardines. I ain't going nowhere. I'm like a mama snake. I ain't going nowhere. I gotta.
Can you tell Lil Man like groceries?
Yeah, he definitely.
You gotta be because you don't ever know when you're gonna be able to go out. You listen. I got about 17 bags of charcoal. I got fluid. My neighbor got wood, so if I need a piece of his wood, I just go and get a piece of wood.
Don't ever say that out loud again.
Uh,
Let me stop you right there. Don't you ever say that never to nobody again out loud. Don't you say you going over to your neighbor house to get no wood. Don't you ever.
You're a police officer too, ain't that something?
That's even worse. That's even worse. You're making it worse, man. You're making it worse.
But talk out loud though.
Uh-huh. Well, somebody wants to know. Janice wants to know: is comedian Lil Man gonna try virtual dating?
Ah. Uh-oh. Careful,
Nah,
brother, how you answer.
my computer ain't set up for that. It ain't set up. I got to take and have another piece put in there before it even go through.
The way your computer set up.
My
You
computer.
gotta go to checking and then back to saving.
It
I
is,
got you. Now we'll tell you this to my friend Donna, man. Donna go way back. This particular time when they locked down, you can switch partners. You ain't gotta be quarantine dating the same person. You can virtual date somebody else now. It's just like
You sound
regular
like
dating.
you swinging, Mike.
No, brother. And did you hear me say I touch anybody? No. Dating, brother. It ain't all about the physical, it's about the mental.
That kind of stuff get kind of weird. You just watching somebody, just looking at them. That get kind of weird, dog.
Weirder than going to your neighbor house for wood?
Mm.
It's just something to spicing up the meat, man. You know how? Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
bro.
he ain't no country, but he don't know how to cook.
Come on, man.
All right, we got a question on the floor.
Let's see what we got.
If you go on more than 3 dates, is it wrong to ask them to get tested just in case? Especially since COVID don't show symptoms.
Wow, that's a great question.
Well, you're gonna
Can
spread
I?
the 3 dates out because it's 14 days quarantine, so you gotta spread the 3 dates out. So what? A date every 3 weeks?
No, if you virtual dating, it's okay. But if you regular dating, because I'm a relationship guy too, if you regular dating, you should ask all of those questions up front and look for all of those symptoms. Look for the bumps around the mouth. Look for the chronic sweating. Ask those
Cough.
questions and ask them flat out. Hey, do you have a clean board of health? Have you been tested for COVID? Have you been tested for any STDs? Have you ever had an STD?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, before you touch anybody, ask some questions. And then what I did, little man, in the past when I was dating, we went and got tested together. Go get tested for HIV. Go get all that stuff. Go test. If you really like that person, go get tested together. Can't nobody lie to nobody then.
True.
Yeah.
True. So have you all been done the COVID test?
Anybody sticking that thing out my nose? Because I seen with their shoving that thing. I don't have no symptoms at all. I ain't been around. I ain't been around nobody but my family, my mom, my dad, my granddaddy. I'm fine. They ain't sticking that thing down my nose. I'm good.
Yeah,
I
right.
ain't got no cold. I ain't been coughing. I ain't. Now I did have a shortness of breath about 2 weeks ago. That's because I was exercising and I decided I wanted to run, and I hadn't ran in 10 years.
Wow.
Fell out on that grass. I said, Lord, if you come now, come
I
now.
had the visual with that.
I ain't ran in 10 years, Mike. I don't know who I thought I was. I don't know a little weight. So I thought I was gonna take off, and I did.
You just got out there and started running.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, bro.
Just running. And I got around that corner. That was it. I just knew I was a goner. I done called home. Mama, this it.
Mama, this it.
This it.
No, I have been to several testing sites. The line is so long down here.
Really?
Because now it's ridiculous. They were showing it this evening on the news. They're testing people here in Central Florida at the convention center. For those of y'all in my hometown of Tallahassee, y'all come to the Classic on International Drive. It's a convention center which holds thousands of people. They had I-4 backed up this evening.
Oh, wow.
The mayor announced this afternoon they had like 2,000 tests that they could do, and
Oh.
then they're going to be freezing, and then they'll come back again tomorrow with another 2,000 tests. So the first 2,000 people at the convention center get tested, and then they have other sites periodically around the city.
And a lot of it depends on the size of your nose too, with the swab they put down there, because you got that wide nose. It's a different swab they use.
Yeah, the cotton,
regular
it
nose.
goes all the way up right behind your nose there in the navel cavity.
Yeah, Mike, your nose is you borderline. Me, it's that a real African.
They gonna test your blood pressure, man. You gotta take off that sweatsuit. I know it's 100 degrees in Tallahassee. They gonna test you for everything, man.
I'm inside the junction, man. I don't want to
Okay.
because I got on my workout tank top.
Don't you unzip that no more. Don't you do that no more.
Well,
is that ceiling fan dust on your
Wait a minute.
Okay. Nicole, have you been tested, Nicole?
Yeah,
have you been tested?
Yes, and they did take that thing all the way up to my eyeballs. Yes. It's fun.
What they doing up in there for? As them old folks say, what they going up in there for?
I don't know, but she did the first one and a tear came out my eye. She was like, "You okay?" And I had to like woman up and get it together. Like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. So she did the other one, and I like to faint, but I held it together.
Wait a minute, they put one in each nose?
Yes.
Each nostril.
Yeah, see, that won't work for me. Left or right nostril?
Right.
Yes.
That's it. You just take some blood and see what's working with that first.
No.
Come back.
They ain't trying to deal with all that. See?
No, that's the issue with our people. We always trying to self-medicate and self-diagnose, and we gotta stop that. As Black people, go ahead and get tested, man, and do what we need to get done, and then we'll know.
Yeah. If I feel like anything that's going on, I'll
Cameron laughing at you. He said, "What they going up there in there for?" That's Vaughn said, "Shouts out to two of my homies who have been holding it down in the comedy arena for a while." So Vaughn Wilson is on the live.
One time, V. What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Ace. Obi Fit Challenge.
Y'all crazy. And Mario said, "See, now it sounds like a colonoscopy."
That's different. That's way different.
Yeah,
That's way different, Mario.
I don't know what he on. Something. I don't know what he done. He had a bad experience.
Right.
He reaching out right now on Nicole. Conversation with Nicole. He trying to reach out. He reaching out for help. We see you, Mario. We gonna get it for you, baby.
I got you.
All right. All right. Any other thing, y'all? Any other tips y'all want to give us for COVID? Y'all already told us, you know, your virtual dating.
Yeah.
Just
Wear
be
your
real.
mask.
Yeah, be serious about it. Yeah, please.
Yeah.
When you got it, you know,
Get tested. Put your money in your mattress, and don't be afraid to date online, and don't be afraid if you living with somebody, because a lot of people's relationship was put to the test, Nicole, the last 3 months. Seeing
yeah,
your spouse every day in the same pajamas
yeah.
put that relationship to the test. So don't be afraid to go ahead and go to the garage and open up your garage door. Don't crack your car on without opening the garage. Open your garage, put your phone on the dashboard, and have you a date night. Put them kids to bed. Make sure you continue to date during these COVID times.
And
Okay.
keep you some saltines and sardines under the bed just in case.
Ooh,
You never have all that stuff in one place. Never.
Right.
I got Crystal Light in my truck. I got a case of water, 2 cans of Viennas, and 200 buns.
You're killing me with these Viennas. Keisha Washington said, "What's up, Mike?"
hey, what's up, Keisha?
Vaughn said, "Mike, do they have any plantains on the menu?"
Who is they?
I'm not sure.
On the virtual dating, yes, one young lady did cook Jamaican meal. She made Jamaican oxtails with the brown stew gravy. That's
Okay.
what the only thing you're gonna be mad about it with the virtual dating.
Why you talking about that stuff though? Why you guys talking about that stuff right now? I
Who,
don't
me?
understand. And you describing the gravy. Anybody ask you to describe the gravy? He just asked you to add
Hey,
plantain, and you just went all left field with it.
hey,
Brown.
man.
You know
I'm
I like
sorry you
brown
got.
bread.
I'm sorry you got a can of fish under your bed.
But they ain't just regular fish. They Beach Cliff. Shout out to Beach Cliff sardine. They been. They got the one with
Right,
soybean oil. The
right,
one
man.
The
with
brand of sardines, great.
So there you go. Yeah, he country for real.
A sardine connoisseur.
Oh yeah, my cousin Lil Man is country for real.
Mario said,
Crystal Light.
"You little man."
not good for you, right? But he having colonoscopy problems. Get that
It's
fixed
the fake
first.
sugar. The fake
Right.
sugar. You can't do the fake sugar, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead and go.
Everybody gonna die from something.
I got you.
Um,
Your social topic. You
all
was
right,
telling me.
yeah. So let's transition social topics. So I know y'all saw I mean Aubrey, Breonna Taylor,
Yeah.
George Floyd, right?
Mhm.
Hmm.
So it set things off. I mean, from marches and protests to riots and looting and a lot going on.
Hmm.
So give me your take on it.
I'm still mad
You still mad?
that these people still walking around here asking questions like they don't understand why we mad. I mean, here's my thing is it's pointless to go out here and try to stop people from being racist. That's never gonna happen. We'll be dead and gone and racism will still exist. But what we can do is we can work on it from a local level, our local government, um, go to the polls. You have a right to vote.
Vote. Mm-hmm.
There was a time when we didn't have a right to vote, but now that we do, so why do we not take advantage of that?
Mm-hmm.
As far as police go, brutality, I got some friends on the police department. I got some on the sheriff department. I got some with the marshal department. So everybody ain't bad. So how do we get rid of the bad ones? Do we ever get rid of the bad ones? Are we ever gonna get rid of all the bad ones? It's like a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big problem. It's like we still fighting in 2020 for just regular rights.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't asking for nothing free. We just want to be treated equal. And they tell us that Well, you wasn't a slave. You're right. I wasn't a slave. But just think about this. Had we been treated fairly and equally back then, our chances would have been better as we come along down the generations. So you never even afforded us the opportunity to have something. You know, so I'm still mad every day.
All right. Mike.
I finally agree with Lil Man on something.
What?
I think we all, to some degree, are upset, and we've all kind of downplayed it over the years. Clearly, it existed. We all from small towns. You from a bigger city in Miami, but you saw the cultural difference, I'm sure,
I
in your
did.
area. In Tallahassee, we had the north side and the south side. In Bristol, I'm sure y'all had some boys in the bushes too down there. But here in Central Florida, man, I've been pulled over several times. I never had any type of big flashy car that I know of lately. But then I get out of the car and I'm 6'2", 230, and they already calling backup. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But I think the good thing was what I learned. My father was a firefighter, so a lot of my friends, firefighters, policemen, sheriff. My best friend dad is a sheriff, so we grew up knowing the other side of the law. It didn't stop us from breaking the law from time to time or having friends that broke the law, but we kind of understood authority. And now with the youngsters, it's been going on so long, it's really up to them now, because we kind of, not that we passed our time, but it's going to be up to them because it might not happen in our time. But what are we doing different? Are we voting? Like Little Man said, yeah, we have to vote. That's very important. But I mean, as a people, we got to look in the mirror too. Are y'all going to jury duty?
Mm.
Yeah. Are y'all doing y'all due diligence when it comes, like you said, on the local level? Are we doing what it takes, instead of just getting somebody in the office that look like us? Get somebody that look like us and gonna help us, not that look like us and gonna change when the doors close. You know what I'm saying? Um, it is alarming, because I have two little girls under 10, and I have to explain to them, one, what coronavirus is, and two, why daddy not safe every day. You know what I'm saying? I used to worry about my dad coming home as a firefighter. Now they got to just worry about me coming home just every day going to the store or something like that. I don't
Mm-hmm.
ever want my daughters to live in fear, and I'm sure I'm not the only parent that feels that way, man.
I
You don't
got
want nothing to happen to your parents. You want nothing to happen to your friends. You
Right.
just some bad cop having a bad day. Yes, it happens. But are we doing our due diligence to help one another too? So it goes both ways.
it also starts in our community. I mean, you walk around. I'm in Tallahassee. I only been in Tallahassee about 20 years, but it starts in it starts at home with your children.
Mhm.
You know, I have 3 adult kids. I have 2 grown sons. You know, and I never ever had to go to the school with
Mhm.
my kids because they already knew I don't want to have to stop doing what I'm doing to come out there to deal with something you done. And I started that when they were 2 years old, when you were able to understand, and that's how I stayed on them. So they
Mhm.
expected me for that. In the same way it was with my daughters.
Mhm.
Tell your boyfriend, let me talk to him for a minute. I don't know what type of ideas you got, partner,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right here. And that's just how it is. And today, people in the community, nobody really cares about nobody else's children. See, when we came up, we was looked after by other people, other parents, our friends. Me and Mike got into a fight. One parent brought us over to Mike's house and said, y'all ain't ever do it again. Shake hands. If we ever hear y'all doing that again, both of y'all gonna get it. That was it. We was done.
Mhm.
Not
So
now.
so check out this comment by Patrick Denson. He said we need more of us black men to raise the village, which I think coincides with what you're saying.
Yes.
Well, you also got to have the attitude. These kids nowadays got attitude at 6, 7 years old. They
Mm.
attitude, but I firmly believe that kids really want to learn. They just got to have somebody to help them out. That's why I get mad about these communities around here, all this money that the city have, but you don't put no money into your community.
Mm-hmm.
I should never go liking for anything that involves helping their education. When my kids were small, I bought the little VTech computers, all that little leapfrog, all the little stuff I bought for them before they even went to school. Because sometimes these teachers don't care. They got 20 kids in the class, and if one child ain't getting it, you think they're gonna slow down for that one child?
What?
One child don't get it, and he got to go home and ask mama for help on his homework. Mama didn't graduate, so she don't know. So now he don't get it in the class. He ain't getting it at home. What you think he gonna turn to? The streets?
So Patrick said every child don't have a father in the home.
Right.
Tyrone Brooks, who's here in Tallahassee, and a friend of mine said the village is gone.
Right. And
go ahead.
I agree. I agree with that. I don't want to cut you off to go.
No,
I would agree with both of those guys, and of course with what Little Man is saying. We was having a conversation earlier. It's so funny. TV is programming. That's why they call it TV programs. Right now, if you look at commercials, 80% of the commercials don't even show a black man. They show a black woman with a white man, or a black woman doing her by herself. So they slowly eliminating the brothers, the backbone, like the queens and the kings of the village. It's no village anymore. So now with the majority of the brothers in jail or in prison, as folks would like you to believe, it's not necessarily that. They're just not in the home like they used to be. It's not a unit anymore. So now you're pushing the mama that work all day to try to be the parent and try to help them with the homework. And like you said, Little Man, you're leaving the streets up to raise your kids. But you have to, and in some ways, I don't fault the church, but that's where the brotherhood is. That's where the strong black men are. You got to go to where the guys are to get that type of guidance. You definitely need a balance. You need that king and that queen to raise, that princess and that prince.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a balance,
I'm glad.
if you don't have a balance in that, there's something falling off. And they lack something. And I'll go back to the racism is something that is taught, and it's not something that you're born with. I went to predominantly white high school, and I loved FAMU my whole time, but I went to Florida State High School, but I went to Ricketts for summer school. So all my friends was at Ricketts. I played basketball. It was never any black people this, white people this. We was a team. Everywhere I went, we was a team, from t-ball to football to high school basketball and even to college. The white dude from my high school, the kicker, ended up being the punter and kicker at FAMU. So he left the predominantly white high school to be one of the only white dudes on the team at Florida A&M. Jimmy Vertuno, shout out to Big Jimmy. And he had to be the only white guy for a lot of them years, I'm sure, and Vaughn will tell you, at an all-black school, for the most part, historically black school. And I'm sure he caught the reverse, whatever it's called, reverse racism or whatever. He caught racism in a whole nother way, but he still stuck it out. So it is good white people out there. And right now, you're seeing all the good white people saying they stand with us. But we definitely have to do our part to fix ourselves first.
Well,
Vaughn said, I have a problem with businesses taking advantage of our vulnerable youth in this environment. Tyrone said, children need and want structure. Patrick agreed they're crying out to help, but the wrong way because no one wants to help them. And Shayla, my sister, who lives in Miami, says there are some teachers who care, though, because she is a teacher. Michael Court said, if they do show a black man, it's two kissing, so two black men kissing.
Right. They emasculating us right now. Go ahead.
Right. So Vicky said, this has been happening since 92, and I plan on making that change to put more individual emphasis on our young men who can't read by partnering with our universities. We don't utilize our resources correctly. So Vicky is running for Leon County Superintendent.
That's it. But here's the thing is, we got to have something for these young people to get involved with. Churches, here's my problem, is you can't stay over there at your church on the west side of town. Why aren't you over on the north side of town? Is it because you don't like the pastor on the north side of town? Because to me, if you want to help, there is no boundaries. And what pisses me off with these politicians when they go run to the black churches, as if, because when you do that, you make it seem like it's a black problem when you run a black church. Churches don't speak for us. Who are these people? They regular people just like we are. So when you run to the black church, with the black problem, you just echoing the same thing that we already know anyway. What we trying to do is get them people uptown to listen to what we gotta say, but they ain't coming uptown, and they don't want you up Bannerman Road and Golden Eagle. They don't want you up there. And they really ain't coming past Gain Street either. So don't ask them to come to Orange Avenue. Somehow, these people need to hear what it is that we have to say, and most of them now don't care. You got some people you work with right now. They faking it. Look at Target. We with y'all, really.
It's popular to be black now.
Exactly.
Yes, I got some people speaking to me a mile before I even get to them. How you doing? I'm like,
But and that's funny. But
open the door at the restaurant. I'm finna go in. I ain't touch my door. He opened the door.
okay, I got you. And I'm listening to what you're saying, big little man, and I call you big man too. The church is one thing. The Masons, mentorships. It's plenty of organizations for people to get involved in. You don't have to just pick one. So often we find this problem, but nobody ever have a solution. So what do we do? Right now, black people, we have a platform. What are we going to do with it? What changes are we going to make? Because in 6 months, is it going to be another brother get killed? Unfortunately, probably so. But what is the difference that we're doing now that we have everybody's attention? We got Target, Walmart, we got Kentucky Fried Chicken, we got all kind of commercials now. Everybody's on our side. What are we doing? What laws are we changing? What are we doing? We had a floor right now. We had a microphone to us, black people that's listening and looking at this show. What are we going to do? What's next? What are we going to do? Are we going to vote like we say? Everybody's saying go vote. Are we going to vote? Are we going to show up to jury duty so that the person that got the jaywalking ticket don't do 3 years in prison? What are we going to do? We had a platform right now, black people. What are we going to do? Okay, you might not like your pastor. Okay, you might not like this person doing that. But what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Because time is up, black people, for saying, okay, right now they just did this, Lil Man and Nicole in Orlando. They just playing it. Black Lives Matter. A lot of cities doing it. They just playing it. Black Lives Matter downtown Orlando in the street. And that's wonderful and that's great. But what is our next move? Because once the fire go out, we're gonna be back to being treated. We're gonna be back to getting treated like second-class citizens.
Mm-hmm. One thing we can't do.
Going back. We're not going back, are we?
We can't sell out. That's for sure. That's one thing they won't ever get from me is I ain't
gonna keep us
selling out.
I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead. I couldn't hear you. Say it again.
I said that's one thing about me is I'm not selling out.
Right.
Okay.
You ain't got to sell out, but you got to grab that young man that you see, bro, and that's what it's the brothers and the sisters. You got to talk to both of them. You got sons. I got little ones. You got grown ones. It's on the younger generation, bro. We almost 50. You know what I'm saying? We 40, 50. This stuff our grandparents been going through, and if you think about it, your great grandmama was probably a slave, brother. So we ain't far removed from that. All our great grandmama was probably a slave. So now in those times, from the times we got our voting rights, from the times we sitting at the lunch counters, the bus boycotts and all of that we've done, and the advancement black people have made in the last 50 years, we still got the same problem. So now black people that we have the world, not just America, we got the world's attention. What are we going to do?
Well, see, when we came up, we was not exposed to a whole lot. The internet and all that stuff wasn't there. So again, it still goes back to home. I was just afraid of my mama as I was my daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Mama said, I'm going to tell you, daddy, when I get home, I went to bed at 4 o'clock in the afternoon because I knew if my dad come home after working all day and he got to hear that you done cut up, it's a problem. Now, these parents, the mama's trying to be friends with the daughter. The daddy trying to be friends with the son. No, I'm your daddy and you my son. I'm your mama and you my daughter, and that's how it's gonna be. Stop trying to party with your kids. Let your kids act any kind of way. Let them just wear whatever they want to wear. It starts at home. Home training.
Mm-hmm.
Training is gone.
And I agree with you. I agree with you, little man. But you think about it like this: your grandmama and my grandmama don't look nothing like the grandmamas now. It's
My
almost
grandma never had no lace. She had a
wig, a regular wig. She had a regular wig, and it sat on a styrofoam head. My grandma had one too.
but
Right.
she had a blue house. She had a blue house coat with flowers.
Right.
And she had it for like 30 years.
And your grandmama knew how to save money. Now think about it. Now they made it with half the stuff we got.
Less than half.
Less than half, a quarter of the stuff. So we learn from them. So we have to teach that to our kids. But it's not a lot of guys and dads like in the kids' life now. So we got to get back to getting that. Yes. But we can't sit here and say at this age, we can't say, well, my mama did this or my daddy did this. We grown now. But because the grandmama is so much younger and they didn't get the same structure and they kind of raised themselves and the streets kind of raised a lot of the youngsters, we got to get them some type of structure so that otherwise, man, it's gonna be modern day. And believe I know it's gonna sound crazy that I'm about to say this. It's gonna be modern day slavery again if we don't help these youngsters. They're gonna be right back to 30 years ago.
More programs in Tallahassee. I personally would like to see more programs in Tallahassee that would be available for these young people because they looking for somewhere to go and they got nowhere to go. The city got money because I see some of the money they waste, millions of dollars you waste on the park. You want to spend $2 million on the park for what?
So I agree with that. That yes, they do need some place to go, but that's half the battle because they still got to go home. And if mama and daddy or whatever that situation at home is jacked up, they contending with, do I go with how I'm being raised or what they trying to teach me at school or after school or at the community center? You feel what I'm saying?
Well, sometimes you gotta get the kid, mama and daddy, if they're there in that structure, you gotta bring them together. Sometimes people don't know how to solve problems that they have, and sometimes talking to somebody else that's been through it. See, a lot of times nobody's reaching back once they got up here. They don't worry about what is going on back there. They're not worried about the person down the street with their children. What's going on with their life? What can I do to help you out?
Right, but that go back to the village comment.
Yeah.
Well, we have lost the village, but now let's go ahead and get the village again. In whatever way we can, some form of the village.
That's because the village is now spread out because the village can now live in Golden Eagle and out Bannerman Road and all of that. When the village had to be in Frenchtown or Jake Gates or what have you, then Miss So-and-so and Mrs. So-and-so could look out for the kids that was on the block. But now
I was there till Piggly Wiggly came.
Oh my gosh.
This guy.
I'm telling you.
I live right over here.
Listen, what the other grocery store was that was up on
Win Dixie Save a Lot?
Win Dixie was not Save a Lot. Win Dixie was killing them.
Yeah.
And Piggly Wiggly came and that was it.
You know what?
Okay.
Hold on. Some of these comments. Hold on. Michael Cork said there is a myth that is being pushed that Black fathers aren't in the home. The majority of homes have a Black father. We have to stop the narrative that perpetuates us as an untruthful, negative light. Many fatherlessness statistics utilize marital and housing statuses as cornerstone metrics, resulting in highly inflated figures. CDC verified that the majority of Black fathers actually live with their children. We have to stop this old rhetoric.
There might be a lot of big words in that paragraph. I mean, a whole bunch of.
Well, Cork, I think you may have messed Lil Man up with all them big words.
No, he made a good point. What he's saying is people saying Black fathers ain't in the house, Black fathers ain't in the house, Black fathers ain't in the house. They're not a family anymore. For the most part, there are families, but how many families are there, and how many single mothers are there?
Yeah,
right.
Well,
so
when
it comes to
the single mothers, though, you got some single mothers out there that are holding it down.
True.
As the mama and the daddy, and they doing a good job. Because I know one that disciplines her children. They're gonna learn. You're gonna learn today. You're gonna get your school work out, and you're gonna learn how to behave in school. You're gonna do chores around the house. That's how it's supposed to be. But
mama can't be a daddy, Little Man. But I hear what you're saying.
No, but she gotta hold it down when she can.
Yeah. But she can't be a daddy. Joaquin said it starts with each one of us. Use our platform. Stop supporting businesses that don't respect us, and we must do it collectively. Build our own. Actively support our own. Hold the folks in office, especially if they look like us, and if they aren't accountable, get them out of there.
You know, let me say it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Is these corner stores that we have, all I'm not just about Tallahassee, y'all got them down in Orlando too. They make millions
Mm-hmm.
off of us, and they nothing to the community. I posed this to Curtis Richardson, shout out to Curtis Richardson, about 2 weeks ago. I said, why don't we have our own grocery store, our own corner store in our own neighborhood? And that store provides for the whole neighborhood. Nobody profits money wise, but everything that goes into the store comes out to the neighborhood. So the corner store, they get the money for the Swisher Sweets and the malt liquor and the cigarettes and the tobacco and the old wild potato chip that used to cost 25 cents a bag, 1975. But none of that money goes back into the community.
Mm.
You got 4 of them right on Orange Avenue. Not one of them give anything to the community.
Mm-hmm.
They like to mop their floors, but that's about it. So we need our own corner store
Yes,
that will take care of our own neighborhood.
indeed. All right. Derek said our village has to be selected by a combination of luck and intention. Tyrone said, let's go back in the day. Shay said, we have to go back to looking after one another. We have
Yeah.
to focus on me and mine and not us. Patrick said, we can't keep running to these churches. They see the same thing we see. Michael Court, Black fathers are educated too. Let's make that cool.
Mm-hmm.
And home when the streets like come on and so on. All right.
Let's try to get back.
Our
Let's
own
see.
is part of the problem at times. So yes, that's true.
Yeah, and
So
all of those things are
yeah.
very true, Nikki. And I like the guys that are chiming in for the Black fathers because I'm a divorced Black father, and I get my kids every other week. I'm not a weekend daddy. I got 4 or 5 days, 3 or 4 days that I
Mhm.
have my kids. So I'm in their life, and I'm helping raise 2 girls. I'm co-parenting. To Little Man's point, it's not just a corner store, bro. Think about this. I grew up in Tallahassee, and I remember saying Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University 3 million gazillion times. But I know one person, maybe two now, that have an agricultural degree from Florida A&M. Very few. When we should be farming and creating our own fruits, berries, vegetables, or whatever that we
Yep.
can sell to each other. It's
Agreed.
not a lot of that. They have their own garden, but how much of that is people really? We should have our own fresh market. I see it down here in Central Florida.
Yep.
People grow stuff, and then on the weekends, and they come and make $3, 4, 5, $7,000 a weekend from tomatoes, from onions, just fresh stuff that they sell into one another. But if you look at it like this, it's a Chinatown in all the major cities. It's a little Italy in all the major cities. Every
Mhm.
nationality kind of got their own thing, but us,
Yeah,
and
no.
we are the originators of doing things with our resources.
Oh
We
yeah.
are so
From
educated
way,
as
from way back, we made something out of nothing.
Out
We
of nothing.
right. So if we can do that, we can still do that. That's why now, while the fire is hot, we need to get ourselves together
mm-hmm.
and go forward. Okay, we've marched, we've been done wrong, we've been getting done wrong. And to be honest, unfortunately, a couple people still finna probably get done wrong in the future. But
I,
we have to have a plan. We
I
need a
heard
master plan to do better. Whether it's Black fathers, Black mothers, Black kids, Black students, whatever. We have to do better as a people. What are we gonna do?
yeah.
What are we gonna do? It, I can't stress that enough, bro. I've been
It's
in meetings down here, and people say, "Well, Mike, you a leader, or the young guys listen to you, man. You a mentor. You on TV. You this that." I look at them. What are you gonna do? Your granddaddy marched, your daddy protested, but what are you gonna do? And I'm with the folks that say, "Hey, man, church might not be the best place, but church is one of the places." But
It is.
so is the sorority, so is the fraternity, so is the mentorships.
Yep.
Find you somewhere. Don't just say, I won't do that because this person ain't right. Find you somewhere to go that's doing right then. I
Yep.
challenge everybody to do that.
Mhm.
Yeah, me
We need
too.
support one another, Reggie said, and Jokeetra agreed. So support each other and support each other regularly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big problem here in Tallahassee. I hate to say it's like crabs in the bucket. You know, it's I'm not cliquish at all. I'll support whoever. But you got some people right here in town. I mean, I'm not finna go. I ain't paying $20 for no party. I mean, he drive an Escalade, but some promoter can come from out of town and charge you $40 for a ticket, and you don't get nothing.
But Lil Man, that's every city. That's not just Tallahassee. That's
True.
But
black
I
people
live,
as a whole.
yeah, but I live here, so we live
Yeah.
here. So I'm,
Yeah.
I'm I'm concerned globally, but I live
Yeah.
in Tallahassee, so my concern rests here in
Okay.
Tallahassee. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
and I agree with you, my man. But just because McDonald's sell hamburgers right across the street is Burger King. Find
And
another way.
look,
Don't get, and that's our problem. We so busy battling each other.
Well, I don't
If
go.
we ever say,
I go to Lindy's because they got the best gizzards. It is.
right, see, but Lenny's don't stop Kentucky Fried Chicken.
you see
Yeah,
what
they
he
didn't
talking
stop them.
about? Look,
They
Tight
slow
Mike.
down, and you got to get it right, Mike. It's KFC. It used to be Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Tight
Okay,
Mike.
Popeyes, it don't
KFC.
matter.
You see what he
That's
talking about, right, Tight Mike?
back to food. Yeah, I get it, but even with him, he ought to be the first person. And I love Lil Man, but man, come up with some pies that's low in sugar or something. Help our people. Healthcare, universal healthcare. Come up with something that's for our people, so
Yeah.
that when the fire burn out, we ain't looking like
What
we
kind of
did
pie? What
before
kind
the
of
COVID.
pie? Okay.
He said, "What
Yeah,
kind of
sugar free sweet potato pies or something. But you can go sweet
Right.
potatoes in the garden.
you
My
can't?"
mom
Keep it,
do. And red
keep it in my.
potato.
Okay.
Lord
Um,
mercy. All right.
he's a wild guy. He just want to be wild.
Yeah, yes. Joe Keeter said to add to what Reggie said, the support needs to be more than just financial. Our businesses need operations, customer service, marketing, business plans. We start businesses but lack the aforementioned instructure kills us. So yeah, we need
Exactly.
to definitely set up those systems.
There
Okay.
is money. There is money out there.
Mhm.
For program, but nobody is taking the time to even figure out how to get this money.
Right.
Okay.
They out there because
Now,
the other people getting that money,
Mhm.
they getting it. They know how to get it because they created it. We behind the time. I mean, I'm just being real. They created it.
okay. So now, if you know the system is unfair, you know you can only change the system from being in the system, right? And knowledge is power. So now we educating. So now, little man, it's on you to grab two or three little guys to make sure that they're doing their homework. It's on me to grab two or three little guys to make sure. It's on Nicole. That's how we get back to the village.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We have to start grabbing them and teaching them and showing them, hey, you know what? You didn't learn this in school. It's a couple of black owned businesses in Tallahassee. Take the time to show them.
That's
And it's a
probably
couple of youngsters. I like to give the millennials credit. Some millennials do want to learn.
Mhm.
they
Take the
can.
time to show them, man. That's how we can kind of get a little bit better.
Well,
And
you think that some of these kids that live in these broken homes, you think they would always be broken too, but you don't. You got some of them that's wise enough to know to say, I don't want to live like this. And when you have those that say that I don't want to live like this, and we need to be right there saying, no, you don't have to live like this.
Mhm.
right.
True.
Here's what we can do.
Mhm.
Again, Mike's point is, who's doing that? You can talk about it all day long. Who's doing that? How many grown sisters out there that's going trying to get these young girls to change what they're doing, change how they wear, and show them that listen, you don't even have to dress like this.
Mhm.
You don't have to think like this. You don't have
Mhm.
to get no money like this. This is the way to go. And this is how I got here. And I'm gonna
Mhm.
help you get here if you're willing.
Mhm.
You can't want something for somebody and they want more than themselves.
All right.
Yeah, but it's taught. You
Yeah.
teach them. Yeah, you teach them that.
You
Go
do.
ahead, Nicole. I'm sorry.
Joe Keefer had a question in a joking but heartfelt way. What is your take on the church's role during this time?
Ugh, don't even get me started on that.
But
Because
it's
I feel,
personal.
no, it's not really personal. It's just I see these same pastors. I ain't calling none of them name. I see these same pastors that don't appear until something done jumped off.
Mhm.
on the front of the newspaper, you in front of the cameras. But where was you at last week? I don't see you on this side of town.
But that's the same concept for good and bad police, good and bad sheriff, good and bad pastors.
True.
You got pastors in Orlando that was still having church, and you got some that was down here saying, "No, we gonna go online." I listen to Joel Osteen. That's just my preference. T.D. Jakes. But then I listen to my pastor too, Derek McCrae, down here at the Experience Christian Center. Shout out to my church. But church had become more, to me, I should say as a person, more religious than just I'm a Christian. I believe in God and prayer and all of that. So I'm not as religious as everybody else. I don't go every Sunday, but I do believe that I need some God in my life. So you can't follow the person.
So Gerald wants to know, the black church, is it still relevant or a relic?
Gerald, I think it is still relevant. But it was back in the day, and I'm sorry to take up your time, that little man. But back in the day, you had to go through the church to get everything. If you needed something done, somebody at the church had it. You need a bank loan, so and so at the church work at the bank. You need a new car, so and so at the church sell cars. That's where our structure comes. That's where our Sunday school. That's what we learned as little ones how to do different things.
ATM in the church, cash out the church. Really? I mean, they want the money. Back then, I grew up in the country church. They take up the offer and say, "Okay, we thank you kindly for $625.82." When you gotta have 10 people taking that one basket through them back doors, don't nobody know nothing about nothing.
Church of business now.
It is a business.
Church is a business now.
Michael Court said, yeah, but what other entity feeds the hungry and provides jobs and fulfill needs like the church? Who else is doing it like the church?
Okay.
Well, I need to know the name of the ones that's doing that.
Oh, my church down here, they gave out COVID tests. You could get why it hit when the pandemic was going, and they gave out lunch every day. So it just depends on where you go. You can find a church that do it, bro. You can find a good police officer. It's the same concept.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you nitpicking.
Well, if my Viennas and them sardines go missing, I'm gonna reach out to them.
The answer to the question though is there are other entities.
Yeah.
There are Greek organizations that thrive on it. The Masons they community based, and most of the Greek organizations, their foundation is community based. What are they doing? I remember going to the nursing homes when I was in Tallahassee. Shout out to my home lodge, JR Elite 022. I remember going. Oh yeah, brother. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I remember going because it was mandatory that we help the community. That's what we don't have no more. You join an organization that helps people, and then you won't have a lot of problems that we have. A lot of people that slipping through the cracks. You have to be a part of an organization that works.
Yeah, there are civic organizations as well. You got the Drifters, you got Jack and Jill, you got the Links. There are some other ones out there as well. So
a lot of people just don't know about them. They don't know what they do. They just see y'all in the code. They see y'all with them pretty letters on and pretty colors. They don't realize y'all in the community helping people too.
Right.
Shouts out to the AKAs.
Well, I would like to say,
and the Deltas.
Thank you.
Don't have to name everybody, Mike.
Thank you, all the Greek organizations and fraternal organizations and Masonic. One time for the shrine.
They closed down, dog.
No, the organization, brother, not the club.
Organization, not the club.
Yeah.
I had to, because I know both of your backgrounds, but we need them to know. But just bring some humor to it, because I'm starting to be disappointed with some of the churches locally, wanting to see more. So I thought by bringing humor to it could shed some light. So no, that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good question.
Well, what I was going to say was thank you, Nicole.
My pleasure.
For doing what you're doing.
My pleasure.
We need more platforms like this, because there's a lot of voices out there that are unheard. There are a lot out there that want to talk, that want to share, and somebody needs to listen.
For sure.
This platform is great for people to come on and be able to talk about, and then people to be able to chime back. Because a lot of times we wouldn't have been connected to none of those people tonight that chimed in had we on your show. So we just blessed that this show go bigger and bigger and bigger. You know what I mean?
Well, thank
you.
No, my pleasure. I appreciate it. It's an honor to have you all on, really. And
And
Gerald,
not even paid. Not, I mean, not even like a royalty or nothing like a,
not yet, not yet,
yeah, not even nothing like that,
not
like a
yet,
gift card.
not yet. Once we
Go ahead with what you were saying. Like, don't listen to little man.
get these Oprah coins going, we gonna have you. We gonna take care of you.
Stimulus.
Well, we got we have a network coming out, Gerald and myself, called Greater Works, and we will be looking for content providers. So be on the lookout. We'll be launching pretty soon. So if if you have a greater work, a plan, a show, an idea, we'll have you pitch it to us, and we'll see if we can make it happen.
Absolutely.
So wait, Michael Cork said there are other entities, but the church is still one of the first places people run to for need. The church is expected to provide, but they're criticized when they raise the money it takes to continue to provide the services. So that is true. Church was built to help the community. So yeah. All right.
Mike,
So
Court, I expect to see you on the track tomorrow.
uh-huh. So I wanted to ask y'all's thoughts about this before we shut it down, because we've been seeing a lot again, still along the lines of the racial inequities and that sort of thing. We've seen the Confederate flag come down from NASCAR. We have seen a lot of statues of Confederate soldiers and things of that nature come down. And Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben got fired. What do y'all make of that? Do we need to have a protest because Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben got fired?
Well, um, we did get Ben Carson
Oh no, that ain't the same.
on the rise.
No, that is not the same.
We did get Ben to step up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And don't Ben Carson on like Papa John's? Ain't like the VP at Papa John's or something?
No,
No, not him. Don't nobody eat Papa John no more, man. Everybody eating $5. What's the other pizza?
Little Caesar.
Hungry Howard.
Hungry Hours.
anyway.
I guess.
One big as a wagon wheel for $5. 3 toppings.
Uh-oh. There you go. My Metro phone about to conk out.
Oh
Um,
Lord.
no, I'm messing with you. I think this guy here, I love little man. Issue with the Confederate flag. I remember a couple years ago I came home to FAMU and they played Mississippi Valley State. Another black school in Mississippi. And their band was marching and they had the Confederate flag as one of their flags. They had their school flag, the American flag, and the Confederate flag. And I remember Joe Bullock gave them the business for having that Confederate flag. But that was their heritage. And talking with an older gentleman yesterday, I was just talking about the flag, and he was saying it represents something different to them than it does to us. To us, of course, it represents slavery and all the oppression that our people went through. But to them, that's their culture. But if you lost the war, then that's hard. That's hard to make people do that. But that's what they believe in. But if it's gonna represent the nation, that's different. Yeah, take that down. If it's represent your whole state, yeah, take that down. But it's not gonna stop them from having Confederate flags on their car, at their house, on their bumper stickers.
How many people remember when Dukes of Hazzard was on?
Yeah, we all love the Dukes of Hazzard.
Nobody black talked about that flag on the top of General Lee.
Right.
No.
It was about Daisy.
That's right. In them
Right.
Dukes.
And
It
the
was
Bo and
about
Luke Duke.
Daisy. Daisy
And
had
Uncle
no
Jed.
idea the effect that she had on households in America.
Lord have mercy.
And
Anyway,
who came out with that song?
Daisy Dukes.
Right.
it was about Daisy and her Dukes. Yes.
It was. It was.
We liked the General Lee when he jumped over. I mean,
But you was young and you didn't know no better. You didn't know what the Confederate flag stood for then, bro. You just liked the fast car. It was orange and they was jumping in through the window.
Right.
Yeah, you didn't know. You didn't see the racism and all of that. How many black people was on the Dukes of Hazzard?
I don't remember seeing.
I don't remember seeing nobody on the.
Yeah.
That's why it's called TV programming.
That is a good point, Mike.
Yeah, I don't remember but one on the Andy Griffin Show, and he was a black dude. I think he's a sheriff from another town way up the road.
He ain't had no gun, did he?
No,
I
you
don't
don't
think
get
he had
the
a gun,
gun.
but every blue moon. So it was every blue moon, and Dukes of Hazzard might have had maybe one or two black people every now and then. So it's
And
the
there was
time,
nobody black on Scooby Doo either.
Scooby.
you know.
Now, the only cartoon that I know had a black character was Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, and Fat Albert,
Oh no.
Wile E. Coyote was buying an Acme product from South.
right?
But none of it ever worked. The Road Runner was on cocaine. Don't no bird run that fast for no reason.
This guy right here.
A lot of people.
Yosemite Sam. Remember Yosemite Sam and all those guys? And
Sam was a straight dude. He was.
right.
All right, we going downhill now.
Yeah,
Bring
thanks
it
to Lil
back.
Man.
Bring
Thanks
it
to
Yeah,
Lil
my
Man.
brother had problems though. He had problems.
But we have to do better, and that's my. Thank you for letting me come, Nicole, on your show. I appreciate it,
Oh,
Lil Man, for inviting me to get in contact. I just want us to do better. And let's not let the fire go out.
Well,
Let's not let the fire go out.
let's see what we can do together. Let's
Let's do something, man. Let's do something, and let's quit pointing fingers about what somebody ain't doing, and let's just go ahead and do it, man. Let's the Chinese people is so funny that a lot of it started with them, but they have an old mantra that says, let's not fix the blame, let's just fix the problem. You know what I'm saying? Do better
yes.
now.
Now.
Do better now.
Do better.
Right now. Do better. My people. Thank y'all.
Let me know when you come to town, man. Meet me at Smoking Lowe's on Tharp Street. Chain, and you get 2 pieces of bread. My man.
That's why you wearing a sweatsuit in 100-degree weather, because you eating 2 pieces of bread. Don't you unzip it. Don't unzip that, little man. Don't unzip it.
Hey, listen,
People
before
eat.
I gotta give a shout out to my daughter Naya in the building. My sister.
Naya watching right now?
Naya be up. Let me tell you something. Naya ain't no school. These kids up 10, 11 o'clock.
Oh my goodness.
At 9. Mama wasn't get no phone till she turned double digits. So I had an extra phone, and my mom like, well, just go ahead and let her get it, because sometimes she may want to talk to Granny. I'm like, at 9, we couldn't even be on the house phone back then, because they swear somebody was trying to call with an emergency. Yeah.
All right. So Jokeisha said it's Smokies, black on.
Black on, yes. Smoking
Oh,
low.
okay. Okay.
He's been in that same spot about 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
The
He
chick
Okay.
died for it. The ribs is tender.
You get 2 pieces of bread.
2 pieces
Hey,
of
we
bread.
getting off task.
They
We getting off
like
task.
totally
It's about being healthy. It's about being healthy. It's support the black businesses.
right.
We want to support our people, yes.
All right. So y'all tell the folks where they can find you.
Hey, go ahead, little man.
No, Mike, you from out of town. You go ahead.
I'm from out of town. Ironically, you from out of town in my hometown.
I ran you out of your town. You in Orlando now.
That's what happened, brother. That's what happened. Locally accepted, but nationally recognized. keep that in mind, brother. Yeah, don't mistake this now. Don't put us together on paper. You're a good guy, but don't ever don't do that. Don't ever do that.
Put it back in the green room.
Don't try to do that, brother. Take your time. I'm allowing you to be there.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, man. There you go. Respect your elders. Respect your elders. Hey, at Tight Mike Comedy, TIGHTMIKE comedy on all your social platforms. Definitely Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. I have my own show too called Acting Funny with actor Essex O'Brien. You've seen him in several movies with like Alicia Rashad and David Allen Greer. He's done several movies. So check us out. Nicole, we're gonna have you over there to do some stuff with us too. We're Wednesday nights at 9:30, and we tackle all kind of topics. Little man, we're gonna have you too, brother. We tackle all kind of different topics, not just the social issues. We talk from an actor's perspective and a comedian's perspective, and that's why it's called Acting Funny. But I look for a new movie out. It's coming out in Creative Motion TV. My new movie is called Table Talk, and it'll be out in mid-August. Creative Motion TV, and the movie's called Table Talk. So my first motion picture debut, and I'm excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
You can find me at Comedian Lil Man on social media. I also just finished a script for a reality show, so now in the process of getting this pilot recorded and pitch it to the networks, and hopefully somebody like it. A big chance of love, so we're gonna see what happens.
All right.
Big folks, it's only for the big folks.
Oh Lord.
Little man.
Only for the pick'em.
Okay, for the thickums.
For the thick. Thank you so much, Nicole. Thank you for having me.
You
Appreciate
both. I really, really appreciate it. This was good. So we got to see a little bit of the serious side of the funny men, but also, of course, lots of jokes and just clowning. So a great time. I think the folks enjoyed it. I'm getting some comments. Joe Keecher said. No, that's Stetta said, awesome job. Joe Keecher said, remember, I get my cut from Lil Man. My sister's sending a lot of smiles from Miami, so I think they enjoyed it. So thank y'all both. Appreciate you. For those who have not subscribed to the Conversations with Nicole YouTube channel, please subscribing and supporting. We're about to roll out season 9 shortly. And if you have any suggestions for future topics or guests, let me know. Man Up Monday, What Women Want Wednesday. Next month, July, which starts on Wednesday, is Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. So please, counseling and therapy is a great thing. Utilize it, work through your issues.
Take your medicine.
Take your medicine, become a better you. So Black folks, use counselors, use therapists, and have some good mental health. All right.
Don't always go to your pastor for counseling, though.
This dude right here. You riding past us tonight. This is why, man. Stop that.
I'll leave that right there.
Yeah, you said to sneak one in. All pastors is not like that pastor.
No, I don't know what they did.
I was just speaking collectively. I wasn't talking about one or two.
In their last church, well, they scarred him.
They scarred him. He is bitter.
Got a new movie come out, Fences 2 is coming out. So yeah.
Anyway, all right. Look, we out of here. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
He's just making up stuff now.